When you reach 79, people assume your memory is the first thing to go. But mine never did. Not a moment, not a detail, not a face. My name is Miss Evelyn May Harris, born and raised in South Carolina on a piece of land that's been in my family for 4 generations. That land was my pride, my inheritance, my anchor. 22 acres of soil my grandparents worked with their bare hands. And apparently, the same land my own kin wanted to take from me. I lived alone, yes, but I was steady on my feet, cooked all my meals, and still tended my garden every morning. My closest family was my son Terrence and his wife Marla. They visited once a month, usually when they needed something. But in late spring, something changed. Terrence started showing up unannounced, not to sit with me, not to check on my health. No, he would walk around my porch, pace the backyard, photograph the property like he was surveying it. I'd call out, "Baby, you looking for something?" And he'd force a smile. "Just checking on things, Ma." But Marla, she had a different kind of stare. She looked at my home like it already belonged to her. She'd whisper, "This place is too big for you, Evelyn. Too much responsibility at your age." At my age, I'd been running this land before she married into this family. Then, small things started happening. My pharmacist called saying my son told them I forget my doses and needed help organizing medication. The pastor from church visited saying, "I heard you wasn't remembering things." Even my neighbor, Miss Gloria, asked gently, "You doing okay, sugar? I heard you been confused lately." Confused? Me? That's when the ache in my chest started, because lies always start small. One afternoon, I overheard something that changed everything. I was watering my tomatoes when Terrence and Marla pulled up their car. They thought I was inside. Their voices carried across the yard. "Marla, the realtor said if you convince the county she has dementia, you can sign for the sale." My heart froze. Terrence whispered back, "I'm working on it. Everybody already believes she's forgetting things. Just a few more steps." Marla laughed softly. 22 acres, Terrence. We could finally move to Atlanta, start fresh." My knees weakened. The watering can slipped from my hand. I pressed my back against the wall and swallowed a sob so deep it burned. My own son, the baby I raised, was planning to declare me incompetent. And suddenly, I knew. I wasn't just fighting for my land. I was fighting for my name, my dignity, my mind. Part 2, the plan they set and the trap I refused to fall into.
For more real stories of pain, truth, and redemption, subscribe now and hit the bell icon. Your support keeps these voices alive.
When a buried truth returns, it never comes alone. The past carries footsteps, and sometimes those footsteps come back knocking. The next morning, Miss Gloria woke up in her little brick house at the end of Magnolia Street, the same house she'd lived in for over 40 years. She went about her routine: warm water kettle, AM radio, old gospel humming low, and yet something in her chest felt uneasy. Last night's encounter, that young woman calling her mama, it clung to her like damp air. Outside, her neighbor, Mrs. Jean, waved from her porch swing. "Gloria, you all right, sugar? You look pale this morning." Gloria forced a smile, hiding the tremble in her fingers. "Just didn't sleep good, Jean." She didn't dare tell her neighbor about last night. People around here loved to talk, and Gloria had built her life on quiet. But the girl's voice, she couldn't shake it. "Mama, it's me." The way she said it carried a kind of ache, familiar but impossible. Because Gloria only had one child, her son, Raymond, the boy she raised alone, the boy who rarely visited now, the boy who once said, "Mama, you don't gotta worry about anything. When I make it, I'll take care of you." But promises are light things. They float away with time. Gloria tried to shake it off and walked back inside, but when she reached for her teacup, she froze. On the kitchen table was a folded piece of paper. Yellow, old, edges worn. She knew that paper. She swore she burnt it 30 years ago. Her hands trembled as she opened it. A birth certificate. A baby girl, born in 1994. Father, unknown. Mother, Gloria May Carter. "No," she whispered. "No, no, no. How did this get here?" Her breath quickened. She grabbed the table for balance. Because this paper carried a name she had erased from her memory. A name she had sworn to never speak again. And suddenly, the past returned in a flood. The hospital hallway, the sound of her own crying, the nurse asking, "Are you sure, Miss Carter? Once you sign, it's permanent." Gloria signing the paper through tears, signing away a newborn. A child she couldn't raise. A child she couldn't keep. A child she tried her whole life to forget. The doorbell rang. Sharp, loud, demanding. Gloria's heart dropped into her stomach. Please, not again. She opened the door, slow, cautious. And there she was. That same young woman from last night, standing on Gloria's porch like a shadow returning home. Her eyes already wet with tears. "Mama, please. I didn't know how else to reach you. I didn't know where else to go." Gloria swallowed hard. "I don't have a daughter." Her voice shook, not with anger, but with fear. The young woman reached into her bag and pulled out a photograph. Old, faded, edges torn. It showed a woman, younger, slimmer, but unmistakably Gloria, holding a baby wrapped in pink cloth. "They said you didn't want me, but I still looked for you." Gloria stepped back as if hit. The photo. She had hidden that photo deep in a Bible years ago. No one knew it existed. So how did this girl have it? The girl looked desperate, exhausted, but determined. "My name's Naomi, and I think someone has been hiding the truth from both of us." Gloria's blood ran cold, because the only person who knew about the baby, the only person who helped her through it, the only person with access to those documents, was Raymond. And in that moment, as Naomi stood crying on her porch, holding a photograph that should have been impossible to find, Gloria felt the ground beneath her shift. Because somewhere deep inside, she knew this wasn't just about her. This was about betrayal, family betrayal. And the truth, the real truth, was only just beginning to surface.
For more real stories of pain, truth, and redemption, subscribe now and hit the bell icon. Your support keeps these voices alive.